You're tuned in to the DMV Hoops Podcast.
This is John the Inscriptor, head girls basketball coach at St. John's College High School, and this is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast, the DMV's home for high school basketball. Hosted by Kurt Cross and featuring Chelsea Cross. We bring you the latest news, interviews, rankings, recruiting buzz, and standout performances from the public and private school basketball scene across Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. Stream us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Buzzsprout, YouTube, and everywhere podcasts are heard. Now, let's get into it. Here's your host, Kurt Cross.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast. I will not do my normal intro because our guest made fun of how I do my normal intro. So let's welcome Mr. Marc Stern, Mr. Capital Hoops, to the podcast. Marc, you know you're the only one who can get away with doing that, right?
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Pod. I'm your host, Marc Stern, joined by Kurt and Chelsea Cross. It's good to have you guys in the booth today. Thanks for joining me.
So you're taking over. You know, you're the first person on the podcast this summer to eat on the podcast. He's got his chicken tenders.
Didn't know that. Sorry.
Marc, the first thing we do after we make a few jokes is thank you for having us here. Thank you for bringing this product to DeMatha and Hayfield and Annapolis Area Christian for everything you do. He's the commissioner of the Summer League. He's Mr. Capital Hoops. If you don't know his name, I don't know how you got to my podcast without knowing his name. But I want to start with this. Marc, you should know this. The overwhelming majority of the coaches we have, when we interview them, they mention, like almost word for word, Marc has done such an amazing job with the Summer League. They all love it. They all know the value of it. They sign their teams up year after year. They get on a waiting list. This is the premier Summer League, period. Not the DMV, but across the land. Why? How did you do it, Marc? And why did you do it?
I started this in 2018. I took it over from the old Mike Jones, who had been running it for a while at the time, but you know, it wasn't the top of his priority list with all the things he had going on. And he thought, you know, I'd be a good candidate to make this the top of my priority list, which I've done. And I tell you that, like, I say this a lot, but the staff and the people who helped me put this on, like all the interns and the staff, there's no way this would be going on without them. I mean, I haven't even been here for probably a third of the Summer League this year, because I got so much DMV Live stuff going on. I had some pretty serious back issues. But, go ahead, Nash Avery.
Class of 28.
But, yeah, like, Aaron Fort and Justice have just done such an amazing job, you know, kind of running the day-to-day operations here. But, you know, other than that, we're just trying to make this the biggest Summer League in the country, trying to make it the best Summer League in the country. I mean, I want to say it's 60 teams. We're definitely there. But yeah, just try to grow year after year and keep the train moving.
Marc, it's because of games like that where a Spalding, who always gets serious burn, and Springbrook are neck and neck down to the wire. I've seen at least 3 or 4 buzzer beaters to win games this summer. You're putting public and private schools together. You're putting Anne Arundel County. You're putting Stevensville. You're putting Bethel. You're putting Springbrook. You're putting Kennedy. You're putting all these teams, you know, in this gym to get some serious burn against each other. I'm sure you know the numbers, but Marc, what does that say that you have the waiting list? And last year you had 6 Montgomery County teams. Now you have 13 Montgomery County teams.
No, we had more than 6 last year.
I think someone told me. I know you got 13 this year.
Yeah, it was more than 6 last year. But the first thing you said you've seen 3 or 4 buzzer beaters. We got 265 games in Summer League. If we don't have at least 3 or 4 buzzer beaters, we're doing something wrong over here.
Well, I'm saying that the games are just exciting to watch.
Yeah,
we haven't
sure.
even made it to Annapolis Area Christian, but you know, what does it take? But Like, how long is that waiting list?
I want to say we had between 30 and 40 this year.
Right.
But some of it is kind of like, there's probably more than that. I had between 35 and 40 literally written down, but there's texts and DMs about people just kind of like inquiring and asking questions that I didn't formally add to it. But I mean, I feel pretty confident if we could accommodate 100 teams, we'd have 100 easy.
Wow.
We can't accommodate that many, at least without maybe sacrificing some quality, or I'm just not trying to like grow too quick and sacrifice quality, because I think the quality and the details and everything is a big part of the reason why everybody gravitates towards this is the stats and the website. And when you have 100 teams and 6 locations, like it's going to be hard to uphold that standard. So, we'll see what next year holds, but hopefully we grow a little bit as we have pretty much every year.
Well, the standard is there because, again, every coach mentions you by name and mentions how they know what kind of competition they can get in this summer league. You and I met, or you and I formally did business at a summer league, I don't know, 7-8 years ago maybe. And I called, I think, the championship or the semifinal game or something like that. And what it has gone from then to now, again, and now we're in between games, so you can probably hear the podcast a lot better. We appreciate you bringing us here. We appreciate you making us a part of the Capital Hoops Challenge, DMV Live, and all of the things that are going on. Where does this rank in your book in terms of, is it where you want it to be? Or do you still have, is there a 20% gap between where we are and where you want to be? What is your vision for this?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would love to have 100 teams in this summer league. I think that would be incredible.
With the same quality, right?
Yeah. But I just don't know if that's possible. Like legit stats, they're a big part of this. Like if we have 100 games, that means we're at least 5 courts.
Gyms, right?
And they ain't bringing. I don't think they have 10 statisticians ready to roll out.
We got to increase capacity.
Like same with referees, same with like the trainers would probably be all right on. The interns. It's possible, but we could probably make that work. But I don't want to sacrifice the quality, because I think that's one of my strengths, is just making sure everything is buttoned up and kind of done at a high level. And I'm not willing to sacrifice that. So,
and credit should be given to your interns. When you're not here, it's running.
Yeah, for sure. I'm checking on the social media, looking on the website, correcting someone once every 2 hours on spelling someone's name wrong, but hey, that's part of the course, right?
Right.
I think when we think of villages and who's a part of villages, it can seem like it's mom, it's dad, it's your babysitter, certain people. You're a part of so many of these players' villages, even if they don't know your face, even if they don't know your name, because you've provided this opportunity for them. Why is this kind of important for you to do? Why did you want to do this for these players? And what about this summer league kind of appeals to these teams? I'm just wondering kind of why did you choose to do this? We kind of asked about that, but what about this summer league appeals to so many people?
I think like your dad always says, like just the opportunity to come out and play all these random teams from all over the place, and like the publics get a whiff of like these great privates, and these, privates from Baltimore get to play these schools from like DC, Virginia, and just, I think one of the things that a lot of teams like is just different looks. Whatever your league you're in, you're so used to like those coaches, those players, you play them a couple times every year, yada, yada, yada. And here you just, you don't have to travel and go out of town just to get lots of different faces, lots of different sets, lots of different looks, lots of different, like situations. I think that's very appealing to people. And then obviously all the like interviews and all the stats and the, like just the extra kind of media stuff, I think is a nice little wrinkle to it as well.
But you have to allow that in. That's, although, what is it, the SASN network, they might ask you to be here, but you got to let them in. And when you let them in, you create more than just 32 minutes of basketball for these kids. There's a snack bar. Like you said, there's legit stats. All the social media. I always praise you and your crew for the social media. There are times, and as you know, there are way too many games in the winter. I get to find out about something in Southern Maryland because your guys are tweeting it, So you bring the whole thing together for teams, for families. For some kid, in 2 weeks, it'll be the last time they play basketball.
Yeah.
But they got this exposure.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, what people should know is there's an all-star game. There are sponsors here. There's a championship. There's playoffs. Of course, there's the big board. They get to slap their name on the big board. There's, an NIL opportunity was given away last year. You put together more than just, again, 32 minutes of basketball and a couple of referees. And people should know that. Are we going to have a DJ for the championship game this year, Mark?
Damn right.
All right. Can we turn our attention to DMV Live?
Sure.
DMV Live is huge. You got 3 weekends this weekend coming up. There'll be 2 courts running all day Thursday, Friday, and Saturday over at Bullets for the girls. Then we return here the week after that for DMV Live for the boys' side. Can you explain in a nutshell? Someone is from Mars or Venus. Tell them about DMV Live and what it is.
The June Scholastic Live period started in 2019 when they took 2 weekends away from AAU operators and created this new category called the June Scholastic Live period, like I said.
Maybe he said this before. You're just running it off. Yeah. You know what you're saying, huh, Mark?
Not my first rodeo. So there's 2 different types of live periods. There's one called the NCAA approved non-member live period, and one that's run by the NFHS that is for approved members. So like DC Live is different teams than we're allowed to have here. So we are only allowed to have what are called approved non-member schools. So that would be privates from Maryland, privates from Virginia, privates from Florida, North Carolina, and then some select pockets of Ohio.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Pennsylvania. There's 2 leagues, the Interact and the Friends League, that are eligible. So it's a little chaotic, and a lot of people don't really understand kind of the nuances that go into it. But it's we're basically for private schools from only certain states. There's no public school in the country that can play in our event per the rules they've set. And I think we had 210 college coaches in here this past weekend. There was super high level basketball. Tons of kids got offers. Expect that to continue in 2 weeks when we're back here. This coming week we're at Bullis. It'll be the 4th annual girls event. We got a loaded field on the girls side. Probably the best field we've ever had on the girls, like prospect wise. We've had a ton of high major college coaches already sign up. I saw the current list this morning, and I was pretty impressed. So that's about the size of it.
And that is in addition to the Capital Hoops Summer League. In addition to, there's Governor's Challenge, there's the Capital Hoops Challenge, there's stuff you do.
Mayhem.
There's stuff you do with Monumental. there's so much going on. I do want to ask a question back to the Summer League. Will the Virginia teams, public schools, be able to play in playoffs this year?
Doesn't look like it. Does not look like it.
So there's a couple teams that look like they would qualify, however.
Definitely. Heritage, for sure. They're probably the best one at Yorktown. They're 6-0. I think they got a doubleheader tonight down at Hayfield.
Yeah. But that
sucks.
also suggests that that's how important it is for those teams to be in the league, even if they're not able to play, in the playoffs.
For sure.
They want that burn.
Yeah, I thought about that too. It's impressive.
All right. By the way, I will pause parenthetically to say, your son is growing up. Good Lord. He is growing up.
Getting there.
How much joy is he bringing you?
3.5. Great. I can't wait till this whole thing is over on July 3rd and I can spend some more time with him. But
y'all got vacation, going to the beach or something?
Got a couple things lined up.
Good. I hope you do.
In the works.
Because, we say this about coaches, but Mark should hear this about himself too. Props to his family, his wife, his parents, his cousins, his sisters, his son, whoever, because they have to support you in this effort as well. So there are,
definitely, huge shout out. Especially to my wife.
Because you're up late night, Mark. You're texting at 2-3 in the morning sometimes.
Shit, I was up till 6 the last 2 nights. Getting schedules ready, trying to figure out the playoffs and All-Star game for Summer League, and then, getting the boys schedule for DMV Live 2. So, yeah, I'm up till 6. I sleep till noon. And then I leave at 4 to come here. So I might go 3 days without even seeing my kid this time of year. Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but she's a trooper.
She's a
really
trooper.
Holds it down. Yep.
She does. We give her props because, again, when it comes to being in this life, she absolutely has to support that effort. You can't do it alone. And whether she's doing a stat book or just helping you, get paperwork together at the house, or just saying, "Go, Mark. I know they need you." That's the support that you need to make this thing what it is.
Yep.
Once you do figure out the playoffs, I have a wife at home who has to print all the names of. She was asking us today before we left, right, Chelsea?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the drawing this Friday,
right?
While we're actually over at Bullis at DMV Live Girls.
We will be there for that.
Yeah. All right, maybe we could do it together.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and she's dying because she has to print all the names.
Yeah,
she has to laminate all the names.
For
and I'm like, look, honey, I can tell you it looks like these teams won't be in it, but there's still movement to happen. So I don't know who's going to get a bye.
So Bethel Academy right now, I think they're trying to be one of 4 undefeated teams, maybe 5 undefeated teams.
Landon, Potomac School,
Potomac, Bethel. I think Yorktown, but they got 2 tonight. Right. Maybe one more.
Okay. Well, I'll find out in just a second.
Council, I think, is the other one.
Yeah, Good Council.
Yeah.
Good Council's undefeated. So, I mean, hey, we'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow, that's Coach T from Springbrook High School. So we'll know something this weekend, huh?
We sure will.
We sure will. Mark, I want to ask you this. Why should someone find themselves getting entrenched in the Capital Hoops life? What is it about Capital Hoops? What is it about your product that your showcases that makes it a cut above? Why should someone follow Capital Hoops and make sure they get to your events?
I mean, I think we got a pretty good track record. I mean, Capital Hoops has been around for pushing 20 years now, in the event space for just shy of a decade. So, I don't know. I like to think we have high level stuff. I mean, I know I'm very detail oriented, and
you got great PA announcers. I know that.
Yeah, damn right. Good PA announcers, good podcasts. Good sponsors. But I really take pride in doing my stuff the right way, not being sloppy. Things run on time. You know what you're getting. There's not going to be surprises when you show up with a random crap going on. I like to think we get some pretty good competition. It's obviously really important to bring the people out, bring the coaches out, et cetera, et cetera. I'm a prideful guy who kind of takes pride in my product and want to see it succeed.
Well, I just want to say thank you for letting us be here. It's funny because earlier someone actually told me that they've heard from last year to this year, they heard me improve, and you've allowed me to improve my interviewing skills. I guess you could say my public speaking and my eloquency with words. So thank you so much for that. I've heard interns talk about how they've really appreciated the internship and what that's allowed them to do. So I just want to thank you personally for providing this opportunity for me.
For sure. I've had a couple of people tell me how impressed they were with you. I'm trying to remember who it was, but they were very, very high on you. I'm not bullshitting either. They were very impressed with your demeanor and your skill set. So congrats to you on that.
There's a few things. Mark says he's prideful, and that's true. But 2 things can be true. He's also modest. Mark, this thing has come a long way. I remember 5, 6, 7 years ago where the tweets weren't as plentiful. Now they're I can't go. Mark doesn't, look, I'm one of the sponsors. He didn't even have time to tell me when the schedule's going to be released. I see it on Twitter. He's that busy. But you start looking for interns early. You have a quality set of interns. You have a quality gym here. Also over the Annapolis area Christian. Also at Hayfield. Everybody wants to cover it. Mark, we thank you. The basketball public thanks you because this is a spectacle. This is what people need to see. By the way, did you stay for game 3 and 4 or just game 3 in New York?
No, just game 3.
Because me and her were talking, because game 4 was the 29-point comeback.
Yeah.
And we were hoping you were still there. We were hoping you were still there.
Picked the raw. I went to the Trump curse game, only game the Knicks lost in 6 weeks.
Right? Exactly. But they came back with Larry O'Brien.
Yes, they did.
We do know that. Are you a Knicks fan? Or you just went there to check it out?
I got a really close friend from college. His family's had these amazing season tickets for 3 generations. So he invites me up there a lot. So I was very, very fortunate to attend such a just crazy game.
Oh, I'm sure. The Garden's never been that crazy.
Yeah.
Well, he is Capital Hoops. And who do you want to give a shout out to? Who do you want to credit with whatever? We can mention some names here. Who do you really want to say thank you to on your staff?
I want to thank Justice and Aaron. I want to thank DeMatha, AACS, and Hayfield. I mean, especially DeMatha, who's been hosting this thing since the jump. Legit Stats has done an amazing job this year. Haven't been late to one game all year. Been really on point. I'm nervous to hype him up this much and jinx him with a couple weeks left. But I've been incredibly impressed with like all their staff this year. Really dialed in, really on point. Just everybody who makes this thing possible. There's a lot of hands involved, including you guys for sure.
Well, look, the leadership is what has people wanting to work hard. So thank you, Marc. Thank you to Capital Hoops. Thank you to Justice and Aaron. Thanks to everybody. These officials, they do a great job. I think I saw one official might have been a little bit late this year to one game since when I was here.
We'll take it.
So, Marc, thank you for everything. We look forward to the playoffs. We look forward to continued relationship and sponsorship. And unfortunately, we're going to miss the All-Star game because we're going on her graduation cruise.
Yep.
Right? But we'll be here. I'll have someone in our place. We'll be here for the finals. We'll get you a DJ. We'll be right here where we're supposed to be. And this is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in to the DMV Hoops Podcast, your home for high school basketball coverage across the DMV. Be sure to subscribe, follow, and share the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube, Buzzsprout, and everywhere podcasts are heard. Follow us on Instagram and X at DMV Hoops Podcast. The DMV Hoops Podcast is hosted by Kirk Cross, featuring Chelsea Cross. Thanks for listening.